Hi guys, welcome to Code Debugger. In previous video we have covered Spring Security with JWT Authentication Part 1 part. We have implemented the auth service and we have integrated with MySQL database. So let me open the architectural diagram. So here we have implemented three methods like validate JWT token, register the user and generate the JWT token when user will log in into the system. So these three endpoints we have developed, and every user, whenever we are doing any register operation, we are storing that into database. So today we are going to do a customer service where we'll have customer registration, customer login, and check wallet balance. So customer registration, whenever any customer will come to customer registration, there will not have any security, and same on customer login also, but for wallet balance check we'll have the security. This will be the secured endpoint. Okay, so how we can implement that? We'll use the Spring Security and we'll implement our custom filter and custom provider for that. So whenever any request will come, it will go to the auth service. It will call RESTful services to the auth service validate method, and it will validate the JWT token. After that, it will forward the request to the check wallet balance functionality. Okay, so let's start with the implementation part. So in customer service, we are having here three methods: register method, login method, and wallet check balance or wallet balance method. So here I have hard coded the something 200. The balance is 200, but this will get from service layer or some database call will get. For POC purpose, I have done the dummy code here. Okay, so how we will implement the custom security? If you see here, the filter and provider we need to implement, right? But for filter and provider, we need the configuration, Spring configuration, right? So let's go to the configuration part. Yeah, in Spring security configuration, we need to extend with our class from web security configure adapter. Okay, after that we need to override two methods like configure with web security web, which where we'll give the ignoring endpoints, and then we have to write the configure HTTP where HTTP security where we will configure all the uh, our security related configuration we will write here. Okay, before going to the code, let me open another image where you will get the more knowledge on the flow, how the flow will go. I have prepared one image for that. If you see here, in Spring security configuration, we will configure our own uh, JWT auth filter, which is the custom filter, and JWT auth provider, which is our custom provider. So the flow is like whenever any request will come, it will come to the Spring Security. Spring Security will forward the request to the JWT filter. Then filter will check whether the authorization is present in header or not. Then it will forward the request to the authentication manager if the header is present. Then authentication manager will not take directly that token. It will take with some specific format or specific data type. So that data type is username password authentication token. So this class we need to extend, and we need to create our own class. For that we will put the data inside that, and we will give the username and password object to the authentication manager. Then authentication manager will pass the same object to the provider. Then provider will collect that token from this object, and it will call the validate method of the auth service. So validate method will validate the token, like it will pass the token like yesterday, the previous video we have done, right? It will pass the token, and it will validate that token, and it will return the user related information to the uh, provider. Then provider will give that response to the authentication manager, but he can't directly give the response to the authentication manager. he has to give with specific format that is called user details. User details is the interface. You will create its own the custom implementation class will create and will return. So this is the overall flow we need to implement. So I have already implemented that. Let's see that. So if you see here, this is JWT provider. I have given here the I am doing the inject here. This provider I am giving to Spring Security. In configure method I am giving to Spring Security. This is my custom provider. Okay. No need to explain these things, I guess, because we no need of any CSRF. That's why I have disabled. Form login we don't want. Logout also we don't want. And session management policy will be like stateless. Okay. And our custom provider we are giving, and our custom filter we are giving. As per the image, we need to configure the filter and provider to the Spring config, right? So the same thing we have done here. Okay. Oh, okay. So how to do that? I have injected the provider here. I will go to the provider code. Okay. So in filter, what we have done, let me go inside the filter. The filter we are extending from the abstract authentication processing filter, and we need to override one method that called attempt authentication. The Spring will pass the HTTP security servlet request and response into the into this method. Okay, here what we are checking, as I said, we'll check only the whether the authentication token is there in header or not, right? So we are checking HTTP servlet request dot get header if authorization is present or not. If authorization is present, give that token. Here I am checking whether that is empty or not. If it is empty, then I am returning or throwing the exception here. If it is not empty, what I am doing, as I said, as per the image, it should give the um, token to the authentication manager in specific format, right? So what I am doing, I am creating one implementation class of username and password authentication token. If you see here in code, okay, I am extending my class from username and password authentication token. Then there is a field called token, and that token I am passing inside the constructor. Okay, this is the format we need to give to authentication manager, right? So let's go to the code. So if you see here, I have created the token by passing the auth token, whatever you are getting from the header. That token you are passing, and we have created the manager specific class, whatever manager need, and that we are giving to manager. If you see here, get authentication manager, this method is coming from the parent. That means abstract authentication filter, processing filter, and this needs to authenticate the token. So we are calling the authenticate the method and the token with specific format we are giving. Okay. Then after giving to manager, manager will not validate that token. He will forward the request to the specific provider. Okay. That provider we need to configure in the Spring config security config inside our security config. So we have given here the provider information to the Spring security. So this provider, let's go to the provider part. The provider we need to extend that from abstract user details authentication provider. Okay, and we need to override these two methods. These two are abstract methods, that's why we have to override. This is bound to override. And here in additional authentication check we are not doing anything, that's why no operation required I have written here. But in retrieve user we need to do our own logic. Okay, let's go. So Spring security will pass the username and authentication token to here in this code. So in our case, we are not passing any username, we are passing the authentication token. So whatever token will be there, it will be inside the username and password authentication token, because as per image, the filter is giving the username and password authentication token. Then same object authentication manager will pass to the JWT auth provider, right? So same we are getting here. Okay, so we need to extract the token from that object and we need to pass that to the next call onwards, right? So what I have done here, I have done here the REST template related call here. I am creating one header with multi-value map. I am passing that x-auth token, the whatever token we are getting, that I am passing. And if you see here, in this service we are having the HTTP basic authentication. Okay, so that basic authentication related uh, header we need to pass here, like the admin which we yesterday we or in previous video we have covered, like this admin we need to pass, and that code is like this one we need to pass. Authorization is equal to basic something, this base64 format code we need to pass. Okay, so I have configured these like URLs or these properties inside the application.yml file. You see here app.authservice.registration URL, login URL, validate URL, and basic auth. What is the basic authentication for that? Okay, for that I have written one config util class and using the config properties file, and the prefix is app.authservice. If you see here app.authservice, and based on the field it will take the values. Okay, so the field name should be same as uh, the property name here, whatever you have defined here. Okay, so that it will read the property and it will populate the value here. After that, the same config util class I am injecting in the provider. If you see here, I am injecting, and from here only I am getting the values. If you see config util.get basic auth, that means we will get this one. Okay, so we are getting that value. The same way we will get also config util.validate URL you are calling, and this is the get method call. The entity will be like the whatever header we are passing, that will be the entity. Okay, we have created the header here, and we need to create a HTTP entity, and inside that entity we need to pass the headers. Okay, so whenever will call will get successful, it will give the one response entity to us, which is having the user related information like user ID, username, and roles. Okay, that we need to give to the authentication manager, but authentication manager will not take that directly, it should take in user details format, right? So I have to create the user details um, format. So I have created one implementation class for that. As I said, user details is a interface. We need to implement that class, and I have written some fields here, and we need to override. These are the methods we need to override, and these are the configurations. Like by default it is false, we need to give it this as true. Okay, and whatever authority means roles we are getting, that roles you need to return here. Username we need to return username, and user ID no need to return user ID. If in future it is required, then we will extract from that. That's why I have given here @getter. Okay, so authority we need to create the authority. So there is a class called authority util dot comma separated string authority list. Then we need to give whatever value we are getting from the REST call, that roles I am giving here. After that, I need to create the user details object. So new user details object of, I am passing the username, user ID, and authorities I am passing here. If everything goes well, that means there is no exception, then it will return the user details to the authentication manager. Then authentication manager, whenever authentication manager will get the successful result, then it will forward that request to the controller specific method. Okay, so this is the overall flow. Okay, so these are the configuration we need to do in a provider, and these are the configuration you need to do in filter. And one more thing, let me tell you. Suppose any let's say any request is getting successful, after successful request, the authentication is successful. Just I am doing here the sysout of the authentication role I am printing here. I am doing a sysout. That role I am printing here. This user is successfully, this role is successfully validated. Just I have done that. But this authentication success handler is like one type of I have created the implementation class for that. It is a interface. That authentication handler we need to provide to the filter. So after authentication, just give the HTTP request and whatever authentication details. If you see here, request response and authentication it is passing here. From authentication, I am getting the user authority. Okay. So where we have done this configuration, let me go to the Spring Security configuration. So if you go inside this method, let me show you this method. So we are ignoring the registration and login related URLs. Okay. Then if you come to this method, configure method of HTTP security, what we are doing, what is our secured URL, we are matching that. So if you see here in authentication filter, we need to pass the secured URL in the constructor. Okay, the request matcher, what is the request matcher, we need to pass here in the constructor. So the secured URL is like or request matcher we need to create, and inside that we need to give the secured URL. Okay, so in our controller I have given controller slash star star, sorry, customer slash star star. That means whatever request is coming, just do the authentication for all. Okay, but in another method, I have done like registration, except registration and login, do the authentication for all the URLs. Okay, so in this, what I have done, I have created the secured URL object like or a request matcher that I need to pass into the JWT authentication constructor. Then I will create the filter. Inside that filter, I need to give the manager information. Like this is my manager and this is my successful handler. Whenever a request will come, you just give that request to the authentication manager, and whenever this request will get successful, then just call this successful handler. That's it. And this filter we need to configure here in our configuration, Spring Security configuration. So this is the overall flow. I will push this code to the GitHub so that you can check out that code from there. Okay. The main thing is like user details and user and username and password authentication, which as per the image, username and password authentication and user details. If you remember these um, flow, then it will be easy to understand the Spring Security. You can easily explain to anyone. Okay, so let me run the server and let me show you the functionality whether it is working or not. So database is up and running. Let me start the auth service first. Okay, It is getting up. Yeah, Tomcat started on 8080 port. Since it has started on 8080, I have configured here 8085 port in customer service. Okay, because you can't run the same port in two different microservices. Okay, so let's run this service also. So let me show you the controller part. In controller, we are, we are having here three methods: register, login, and check wallet balance. In check wallet, I am returning the dummy logic. Okay, but in login and in register, I am calling the RESTful service call to the auth service. If you see here, from config util, I am getting the registration URL, and the post method I am calling. The entity is like the header I am passing, and the user, whatever user we are getting from the input, we are passing to the HTTP entity, and that HTTP entity we are returning. We are giving the input to the REST template. Then whenever this REST template will get complete, successful call, then we will get the body from that. Okay, the same way we are doing the login also. Okay, so here it is giving error because I need to use the generics. If this is not error, this is null violation. Actually, I need to give the user whatever request I am getting, that we need to give here, so that it will not show the null violation. Okay, let me do that the same. So yeah, it's fine. Let me run the application. So here I have injected the REST template builder. I'm creating the REST template using REST template builder. We can use the REST template, new REST template also, but I have done this one. This one, it's fine. Whatever you can use. Okay. Yeah. Tomcat started on 8085 port, and the auth service is started on 8080 port. Okay. Both the services are up now. So let me go to the register method. So if you see here 8085 customer slash register method I am calling. Let me call that method. It will internally call to the auth service as per the image. If you see, let me show you image, the previous image. So as per image, whenever consumer will call the registration URL, it will forward that request, or it will call internally RESTful services call to the registered user of the auth service. The same thing we are doing here. Okay. So we are getting the authorization token here. The token is like a normal string token we are getting. Okay. Let me log in. This is also one token. Whenever we are logging into the system, also we'll get one token. Let me log in. Check the login also. So in login, let me check. Yeah. Okay. Login username I need to pass the Hari, and Hari 123. I guess. Let me check again. Yeah. Hari 123. You need to pass the as a password. Okay. In header, we are not passing anything, any authorization we are not passing. Okay, that means these URLs are not secured URLs. We are not doing any security check here. Okay, if you see here, we are getting the JWT token and 200 successful. Okay, 200 okay we are getting. So let me call the wallet balance. So I will not pass the this latest JWT, whatever I have tested before, let it be like that, because it has already expired. Let me check that whether we are getting any error message or not. If you see here, we are getting 401 unauthorized, right? That means this access token is not valid. So let me give the latest access token here. Okay, and in header authorization we need to pass. So if you see here, we are getting 200 successful. Okay, okay. So this is the flow, how we can check, implement the JWT authentication in our application in Spring Boot or Spring Security related application. Let me show you the debug. I will debug and I will show you the flow once again. After that we can wind up. Okay. Let me run in debug mode. So in 54 number line I am giving one debug point. Okay. In authentication filter 29 number I have given, then authentication provider. Okay, after that let me give to the success handler. The flow will be like, first filter will get execute. Whenever filter will get execute, it will give the authentication token to the manager. After that internally manager will call to the provider. Let's check that whether we are getting the same flow or not. Okay, as per the diagram, whatever I have provided, the same flow is happening or not. Let me check. Okay, so let me hit the wallet balance endpoint. Yeah, if you see, first filter is getting called. In filter, what we are checking, you see here, whatever token we are passing to the filter, we are getting that token here. Okay, and we are checking whether the token is not null or not. We are checking token is not null. Now we are creating the user name and password authentication template, because authentication manager needs that format or that specific class. Okay, or its implementation class. So I have created the implementation class of username password authentication. Let me resume this one. So if you see, internally authentication manager forward the request to the provider part. This is our custom provider. Okay, we are getting the, if you see here, username we are not getting anything, not provider we are getting. Okay, and this authentic, inside this authentication token we are having this token here. Okay, we need to extract the token from this object, and we need to pass the token to the to validate. Okay, so if you see, you have created the header with two values like x hyphen authentication token and auth token with base64 value. Okay, so let's go next. So the RESTful call got successful, and we are getting the value like, this is the user ID, this is username, and this is user role. Okay, then we have created the user role here, the object list of user authority. So we are having now only one role, that is customer role. Then we have created here user details object, and we are giving the this object to the authentication manager. Then authentication manager will give the response like, this user is valid, just call the next filter. Then the filter will call internally the authentication successful handler. That means our authentication is successful. And just I am printing this one. If you see here in console, you will get the flow. You see, console is successfully authenticated with role customer. After that, whenever the call gets successful, it will call to the call will come to our controller class. If you see, in controller class we are returning 200 OK. So this 200 OK will get in the response as a response, HTTP response. Okay. So this is the overall flow. Uh, Hope you will like the video, and meet you in the next video. Thanks for watching this video. Thank you.